Stop scrolling right now, because what just happened in NASCAR could change the entire 2026 season, and maybe even the sport itself. If you love high-speed drama, raw driver reactions, and the kind of controversy that shakes the garage to its core, you need to hear this. Make sure you hit that subscribe button right now, because this story is still developing, and we're breaking down everything. Let's get into it. The fallout began after the explosive finish at Circuit of the Americas, better known as COTA, during the EchoPark Automotive Grand Prix. What should have been a celebration turned into chaos. And at the center of it all, 23XI Racing, a team co-owned by NBA legend Michael Jordan and NASCAR veteran Denny Hamlin. But instead of champagne and trophies dominating headlines, the word cheating started trending. Yes, cheating. And drivers were not quiet about it. Immediately after the race, radio scanners captured heated messages from multiple teams. Words like unbelievable, that's not legal, and how is that allowed, echoed through the garage. Then came the interviews. One by one, drivers hinted that something about the 23XI performance didn't sit right. Was it strategy? Was it aggressive driving? Or was it something deeper, something technical? Sources inside the garage began pointing toward possible gray area exploitation, aero advantages, track limit manipulation, questionable restarts. And suddenly, the spotlight wasn't just on the winner. It was on NASCAR itself. Because if something illegal happened, how did it pass inspection? Let's rewind for a moment. COTA is one of the most demanding road courses on the NASCAR calendar. Precision matters. Tire management matters. Clean execution matters. And when a team dominates in a way that raises eyebrows, people notice. Especially in today's hyper-analyzed era where fans slow down replays frame by frame. Social media exploded within hours. Clips went viral. Side-by-side comparisons surfaced. Fans debated whether 23XI found a genius loophole or across a line. And here's where things get serious. Several insiders claim that other teams had already raised concerns earlier in the weekend. If that's true, NASCAR officials may have been aware before the green flag even dropped. That's where the phrase, major trouble, begins to make sense. Because if officials ignored warnings, that's a credibility issue. Now let's talk about the bigger picture. This isn't just about one race. This is about trust. NASCAR has worked hard in recent years to modernize the sport, bring in new fans, and increase transparency. The introduction of the next-gen car was supposed to level the playing field. But controversies like this bring back old frustrations. Fans remember past scandals. They remember penalties overturned. They remember confusing rule interpretations. And they're asking the same question again. Is the rulebook being enforced equally? The tension escalated when veteran drivers started speaking carefully, but clearly, in post-race interviews. No one outright accused 23XI of intentional cheating. But the tone? It said everything. Statements like, some teams are really good at pushing limits. There are things we all see. We'll let NASCAR handle it. Those aren't compliments. Those are warnings. Meanwhile, 23XI Racing has stood firm. They insist everything was within regulations. They credit preparation, data analysis, smart pit strategy. And to be fair, innovation has always been part of racing. The best teams constantly search for advantages. The line between innovation and violation can be razor thin. But here's the issue. If other teams believe that line was crossed and NASCAR doesn't respond decisively, resentment builds. And resentment leads to division. Let's talk about the political side of this. Because 23XI isn't just any team. It's one of the most high-profile organizations in the garage. With Michael Jordan's involvement, every move gets amplified. Every controversy becomes national news. And NASCAR knows that. Penalizing a powerhouse team sends a strong message. Not penalizing them sends a different one. Either decision creates backlash. That's why this moment feels so critical. And then came the rumor that truly shook the garage. Whispers of a possible formal protest. If another team files an official complaint, NASCAR will be forced to re-examine data, inspect components again, and potentially issue penalties after the fact. That could mean points deductions, fines, crew chief suspensions, or even disqualification. Imagine the standings shifting weeks later because of COTA. That's how big this could become. But here's something even bigger. Fan reaction. The NASCAR fan base is passionate, loyal, vocal, and right now, they're divided. Some believe 23-11 simply outsmarted the field. Others believe the integrity of the sport is on the line. Comment sections are flooded. Debate shows are dissecting every angle. Even former drivers have chimed in, urging NASCAR to provide clarity quickly, because silence only fuels speculation. Now, let's address something important. Controversy isn't new in NASCAR. From technical infractions to restart disputes, drama has always been part of the sport's DNA. But in the social media era, everything moves faster. A rumor spreads in minutes. A clip goes viral in seconds. And perception can become reality before officials even release a statement. That's why NASCAR's response and timing matters so much here. If they delay, it looks suspicious. If they rush, it looks reactive. They're walking a tightrope. And what about the drivers? You better believe rival teams are motivated now. The next race won't just be about points. It'll be personal. When drivers feel wronged, they race differently, harder, aggressive, and sometimes emotional racing leads to even more drama. We could be looking at retaliation on track. Not wrecks, not chaos, but intense, zero-room racing. The kind that send a message. Here's the question nobody wants to ask out loud. If this had been a smaller team, would the reaction be different? Would the investigation be quicker? Would penalties already be announced? That's what fans are debating right now. And until NASCAR provides transparency, that debate won't go away. So where does this go from here? There are three possible outcomes. 1. NASCAR clears 23-11 completely. No penalties. Case closed. 2. Minor infraction. Small fine. Warning issued. 3. Major violation. Significant penalties. Statement making discipline. Each path reshapes the championship narrative. Each path impacts trust. And each path will define how this season is remembered. But here's the most important part. We're just getting started. Because if NASCAR announces an official review, this story explodes again. If rival drivers speak more openly, it escalates. If new evidence surfaces, everything changes. That's why you need to stay locked in. Subscribe right now so you don't miss a single update. We break down the facts. We cut through the noise. And we tell you what the headlines won't. NASCAR stands at a crossroads. Protect competitive integrity or risk fan confidence. 23-11 Racing stands by their victory. Rival teams are watching closely, and fans are demanding answers. This isn't just about COTA. This is about the future of the sport. And the next official statement could shift everything. So what do you think? Was it brilliant strategy? Or did 23-11 cross the line? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Because this conversation is far from over. And trust me, the garage is only getting louder. Hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and stay ready. Because if this turns into the biggest scandal of the season, you'll hear it here first.